I'm going to make some videos and put them on my channel about government. This first one is about local government, the City of Darwin. They published their annual report 2018-19 the other day, and it was full of rubbish as usual. I thought I'd share some of it with you. The Local Government Act requires that council produces a long-term financial plan for 4 years. But the City of Darwin, in its wisdom, has decided that they'll do a 10-year plan and that the cost of living increase will be 3.05% for every year. So instead of looking at what the cost of living really was, which was about 1.9%, they imposed a 3% increase for the financial year. Notwithstanding the fact that the UCV is supposed to be the basis upon which the council calculates rates, and as most people will know, the UCVs all went down. Mine, for instance, decreased from $365,000 to $300,000, a loss of, I'm $65,000 poorer. But did that make any difference to council? No. They just went ahead anyway. Okay, councils are absolutely forbidden under the Local Government Act to operate at a loss. You're not allowed to plan for a loss. And if they make too many losses, as Palmerston did a few years ago, the minister is required to place them under administration. Yet the annual report shows the following graphic, showing losses every year for the last 5 years. 2018-19 was $12.2 million. Previous year, 18.1. Then the next graphic, number 6, shows the operating surplus before depreciation. Now the council holds in trust about $1 billion on behalf of ratepayers. So there's a lot of depreciation involved. Last year it was about $30 million. So while they actually show in one graphic that they made a loss, in effect they made a profit. Add them all up and the council made about $90 million profit in the last 5 years. But why would they increase rates by 3%, much more than what they had to, when every year for the last 5 years and many years before that, they made profits? They didn't need to increase rates. They've now got best part of $111 million in reserves. Apart from the fact that they make profits every year, and apart from the fact that notwithstanding that they're making profits, they still increase rates, well, the common practice, particularly amongst governments, but most businesses, is to fund long-term assets with long-term loans. This leads to intergenerational equity. Future ratepayers pay for the services and capital works that they use. Unfortunately, City of Darwin slugs current ratepayers for capital works by increasing accumulated reserves from current income to the point where they now have $100 million saved up to lavish on ratepayers of the future. The point is, though, that this $100 million will be spent way off into the future, 20 years into the future, when I'm in a nursing home. And another problem is that the $100 million is largely held in the big 4 banks, where it's not subject to depositors' insurance and will be the first deposit subject to the new draconian bail-in provisions. Lastly, if you have a look at the annual report, you'll find there's a page in there that shows the number of decisions that were made and the number of decisions that were held in camera. The number of decisions not fit for ratepayers' eyes, as decided by the council, have increased from 6% to nearly 20%. what have they got to hide? Another interesting metric in the annual report was ratepayer satisfaction. Time and time again, the key performance indicator was not met. So, according to the plans from 2020, they'll change the method of collecting data so they can put a better spin on the result, showing ratepayers continue to be over the moon with COD performance. Now, you and I both know that the council is so disengaged from ratepayers, they have no idea what we think. And the last little bit was when you look at a page 126, 127 and see the details of the contracts let, you've got to wonder why the council needs more than 350 full-time equivalent staff. Right? Yeah, there's a lot of overseas trips to sister cities to organise. There's giving out community grants. There's a lot of duplication of other NT government services, etc., etc. But it shows that all of the real work is outsourced. So why don't they go the whole hog and outsource fleet management, data processing, building management, and reduce rates?